Well guys, today we are building the best high-end PC, and no, it hasn't got a 4090 in it because it's a waste of money, you shouldn't buy one. We have a 4070 Ti in here that will actually work for encoding in video editing the same as a 4090 would. Did you know that? Most people don't. And the performance differential really isn't gonna be noticed by most people. Same goes for our CPU choice. We got a 7900X from AMD. This, with how cheap they've gotten, is the best choice. Don't buy the X3D chips. Don't get fooled by the benchmarks. Trust me, they're not worth it. Just buy the normal version. It's cheaper than Intel, it juices less power than Intel, and it performs pretty much the same. Pair that with a good X670E motherboard. Yes, you can get a B650, but I would recommend, if you get the high core count, like this one with 10 cores, 20 threads, to get the better motherboard. And then just get 32 GB of proper DDR5 RAM. You don't have to buy one with an anime girl on it, but me personally, that's my taste. Those are some XPG Lancer DDR5 stuff, really good RAM, 6000 MHz. Get 6000 MHz, it's gonna work better with Ryzen. Debatable part. I bought a 400 euros Crucial Gen 5 NvMe, the fastest on the market. Now, you don't have to buy this, okay? However, me personally, I want this PC to be able to be good in productivity and video editing especially, so having double the speed of a Gen 4 is gonna be worth it for me. So this is worth it for me, it might not be worth it for you. It's a Crucial T700 Pro, very expensive drive, the best on the market though. Would recommend it. The whole idea of this build is to make a build that's very similar to my personal one. You've probably seen it on the channel if you are a subscriber. I used basically the same specs, but this one is gonna be much more budget oriented. And how we're doing that is by using Xilence component. Now Xilence, not many people know this, but is actually, let's say, a branch. It's not exactly true, but it's basically a branch of Be Quiet. So Be Quiet is the premium, more expensive brand, and Xilence is the cheaper but same quality brand. So they spend less on packaging, less on aesthetic a bit, but they deliver the same exact performance as Be Quiet. So what we have here today is their new power supply from their Gaming Gold series. It's a 750 watts, 80 plus gold RGB unit. And now this thing is gonna be plenty for the 4070 Ti, because this card is the best for the 4000 series, because it doesn't draw a lot of power either. So not only is it good, it doesn't draw much power, it's really the best card to get for the 4000 series. Now we're also using the Xilence LQ360 ARGB cooler. I've had this on the channel already. It's a great cooler, they are gonna refresh it soon, but this one works great. You have to like the design though. But the more special part is this. So this is the Xilence X case, Xilent X case. This is for their anniversary edition, and it has a huge X on the front mesh panel. Now this is a traditional case, so if you've seen me on the channel, I have used a ton of open frame cases, aquarium-like cases like the Height, like the iTech Dark Cave. This is a traditional case done right. So you mount your GPU horizontally, normally, you mount your cooler on top, normally. However, it does it with very large space, good cable management, it's just overall great to work with, and with great airflow. Just look at how big the mesh is. And it comes with pre-installed RGB fans. We've also gotten a few extra. It's gonna be great case-wise. So yeah, we've also gotten some RGB extensions. Don't have to get these, but I got them for free basically. So I just threw them in. And again, you don't have to get a Strix, but I got this for a very good price. You can build this whole PC for just a touch over 2 grand if you build it yourself and if you buy them right. So let's get building. X670p Pro Wi-Fi, very good motherboard for a good price. So this is the Crucial T700, the best NvMe SSD on the market. Now this version comes with the integrated heatsink. So they also sell it to you without this, and Crucial actually lets you take the heatsink off without voiding warranty, which is very good. So we could just take the heatsink off and use the motherboard one, but this one, look at it, it's extremely unique. So we're gonna just keep this one because it has been engineered especially for this drive. So we're gonna get rid of the Lightning Gen 5 heatsink from the MSI motherboard and just leave this one. If you have a very good heatsink, it's the best way to go. So this part with the thermal pad, we are unfortunately just putting away, but we are keeping the thermal pad on the bottom. So we are taking this one off and then basically using this toolless mechanism to just lock the drive in place. So let's go. So Xilence have made a very specific mounting mechanism specifically for AMD, in which you put some metal protections in rubber, and then you have those especially designed standoffs specifically for AMD. Just goes to show the attention to details, something I really appreciate personally. Paste application on this Ryzen 9 1700X. Since we're using Xilence paste, we are doing an X. Okay, so that was a bit too much, but hey, it's good. Yes, that's good. Nice. Maybe put a bit more on that angle just to make it, you know, yup, right there. Perfect. What do you guys say? Is it good? I think it is. With this Xilence case, they give you a hub as well, which not only will host your fan cables, but your RGB cables as well. Pretty useful. Here we are ready to slot in the RTX 4070 Ti, but before that, well, we have some peel off to do, which is always fun. Yeah, I guess messiest peel off of history. I wanted to show you that basically this case comes with an integrated GPU standoff. So how you do it is you basically regulate it from the backside and you can put it to be exactly under your GPU, holding it up. So let's go ahead and slot in the GPU. It's a chunky boy, isn't it? Well, here we are with the PC built and tested, and it's sitting right next to mine actually, which is, I guess, his twin, since they both share the same motherboard, same CPU, and the same model of GPU. So they both have a 4070 Ti, even though I have an AIO, and this one is a RoG Strix. But the one we built today is definitely better value for money. Now, we tested it and the scores are impressive overall. So the CPU Z-score, again, pretty much in line with what we are expecting, but it's insane. Both the single thread and the multi-threaded is extremely high. All of that while keeping very good noise levels. Now we are not talking about temperatures because it was run at stock. So basically the CPU goes to 90 degrees because it's how those AM5 Ryzens are set to behave. But obviously you can undervolt it, how I've done with my PC. I have a dedicated video on how to do it, and that will reduce your temperature while keeping your performance the same or actually slightly increasing your performance. Same goes for the GPU, but since we have a 4070 Ti, and now as you can see I tested it in Heaven Benchmark, all maxed out at 4040p, and it was running flawlessly in the 60s temperature wise. But why is it running so quiet and so well? It's exactly because it's a 4070 Ti. So to save money, the GPU producers, the AIB partners like Asus, Gigabyte, MSI, etc., They basically are utilizing the same cooling design for the 4090 on their 4070 Ti's, most of them, the 3 fans model. So what happens is we have a very oversized cooling, and that's definitely good because the PC runs quiet, the PC runs well. The only issue is making the card fit in the case, but this case is big enough for the card and still has room left, so no issues there. But you need to buy a good case. You've seen me fail on the channel a few times because I bought a case that was too small. But yeah, this Xilence case, guys, absolutely stunning. The fans they gave us, they're quiet, they cool the PC well. We have great airflow, even on the SSD. Speaking of which, you can see the crystal disk results on the screen right now, and they are absolutely insane. 12K, over 12K actually. So they over-delivered Crucial with their T700 with heatsink, insanely good SSD. The cooler from Xilence, again, we have tested this one extensively in the past, but it's just great, cools everything well. We tested Firestrike as well. You can see the score, it's one of the top PCs out there for this configuration. It goes to show that the hardware is working right. We have the RAM from XPG, those Lancer DDR5 dialed in right, 6000 MHz XMP. We have everything working properly. So I'd say we spend a few minutes talking about probably the thing most of you are gonna criticize me for, and that is this RGB power supply from Xilence. So this PSU is not 80+ certified. Now, what does this mean? Does it mean that it's a bad PSU? Xilence puts 92% on the box. Is it false marketing? What is it? Well, actually, it simply means they managed to save money by not spending for the 80+ certification, but the power supply is actually pretty good. Now, you don't have to put too much load on this unit. Obviously, you cannot go over the 750 watts that they declare. If you read the sticker, actually, on the 12 volt line, it's better to stay under 700 watts. But for a 4070 Ti and a 12 core Ryzen 9, it's perfect. It will be perfect even for a 16 core Ryzen 9 and for a 4080. With a 4090, you would be pushing it a little bit. But to demonstrate this, I pulled up the good old watt meter and hooked it to the wall while running Firestrike. Especially the combined test in Firestrike is extremely power hungry, and the most I've seen is 450 watts drawn. So right around the 60% mark, which is the best for efficiency in this kind of configuration. During normal gaming, I never saw it exceed 380 watts. So it's gonna be perfect even for people who have to do heavy render on this kind of system. So I'm really happy about it, but I know you guys wanna know about games. Now, I'm not spending too much time on those because, again, the PC is the twin of my personal PC, which is on the channel. But in short, yes, it will max out everything you want. 240 Hz on Warzone, 300 FPS on Apex Legends, Fortnite with absolute ease. It's gonna play the latest games, Diablo 4, Hogwarts Legacy, all these games, it's gonna play them easily, even at 4K with the DLSS enabled. And yes, it can play Cyberpunk 60 FPS with ray tracing on. So it's very impressive from that perspective as well. And do let me know if you would have changed anything. I think many of you are gonna say the power supply, or if you would have changed anything else. And please drop a like and a sub. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.